Hey, this is Song River. I'm glad you got to
Hey,
chime in. How's it going out there?
absolutely. Good, good. Real
Yeah.
busy, but good.
Well, real busy is what you want to be.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry, which one of you am I talking to?
My name is Canaan Frederick. I'm the vocalist for the band.
Okay. So you're the one I'm getting to watch in the video that's currently out. Now, is Death Makes a Holiday? Is that your first video then from what you're getting ready to create as in a full EP or album? How is this working right now?
So we're kind of going on a different direction. It is the introduction track to what we are doing, kind of setting the tone for what we plan on getting out there. We have a ton of songs lined up, and we're actually just going to release them for free as singles throughout the next couple months.
Uh-huh.
And we just want to get our music out there for everyone, and we just kind of want it in everyone's ears. And I think the best way to do that is to just make it 100% readily available for everybody. So,
So you're taking the measure of doing it free, and right now, actually, I'm playing "Death Makes a Holiday" by Crypt in the background. Let's catch here a second of it. And you guys are making some pretty strong political comments already out the door. Does that come from being your age category, do you feel, or is this more of the culture and area that you come from where you guys have kind of taken this direction?
it's a little mixture of both. I will definitely say it's more of the age group. We are young adults. We're all between the ages of 23 and 26, and what we really express through our music is not. We don't want to take a stand so much politically, left or right or this or that. We just kind of want to bring to the table like factual things that actually happen. We get real caught up, and a lot of people don't know what's wrong from right and what's real from not these days. When
True.
it comes to things like politics and history and things that actually happen.
Yeah, that's very true. Of course, I know that premise comes from the notion that we've been dumbing down America, dumbing down what
Right.
we know, rewriting
Absolutely.
history. But as you know, to fuel the fire, who writes history? The winners do. And
Right.
so it's going to come from a skewed point of view. Is
Absolutely, it will.
is there any way of presenting history or music attached to history in a truth? Is there really any way of doing that? Is it all opinion?
In some ways, it can be, but in other ways, there are things that 100% actually happen. And you grow up in your history class, and you learn about the wars, and you learn about your current culture and things like that, and political stands. And something that's always interested me is especially me and the rest of the guys are being from South Louisiana, where there's things like voodoo and we just have this really large melting pot of being near New Orleans, which is the largest port and back in the last 100 years, and then coming from a culture where there's a lot of different people around us,
Yes.
and so that's just something that's always intrigued me personally. Was seeking truth in history, and something that comes from our single "Death Makes a Holiday," which is about the last public execution in the United States. We just kind of take things like that and create a story, create something that someone can close their eyes to and kind of put themselves in that situation, and in that situation, back a couple years ago, I think it was 1914. It was in Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, and there was more than 20,000 people there to watch someone get hanged. And to me, like, if that happened today, it would be nuts,
Well, is it the human condition that in some ways, I mean, even now, looking at the internet, that we're all voyeurs? I mean,
Right.
it's like you go on Facebook and instantaneously just for a recent thing to attach to, the dude that was beaten up on United Airlines.
Right.
It's like instantaneously, all of us are passing judgment, all of us are watching, all of us are participating. Have we really changed that much? Are we basically still the same animals, maybe even lower than, in the way that
absolutely, we are. It's just on a different medium now. We have the internet where it's one click and you know exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think the human condition changed from almost the savage nature, for instance, of the nature of racism. You know,
yeah,
and women's rights. You know, there are women alive today who know they couldn't vote, you know, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And same thing with things like racism and slavery, and that is very, very much alive. And people gather to certain events, and now just relating it to times like today, the human condition is still there. People who are tapping into things like death and hatred and you know, discrimination. That's one click and your access to that on the internet. And then just in history, it was the same exact thing, but you kind of had to show up, you know.
It's almost mind-boggling to think that many people would have made this destination stop to watch somebody hang. It's almost hard to fathom that way of thinking. Looking over your Facebook page, you had a recent posting of a side view of Hitler, and then there's somebody, it says smile, and they've got the gun, looks like part of the SSS. Are you all really students of history? Because you guys all seem to be on the same page, pretty strong with what you're stating here.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone in the band is really students of the truth, I guess I can say. Me especially, I'm a really big history buff, and a lot of the guys have kind of picked up on that knack of, you know, historical events. You know, we have Stephen Hogan, who's in our band, who is a very, very intelligent person, who kind of knows his stuff, you know. But as far as the history thing, the other guys kind of picked up on that, and everything we post is kind of like, I say everything we continue to go forward with is almost a did you know, you know, because some people don't know that, you know, after he rarely escaped an assassination attempt in 1944, Hitler was a huge heroin junkie, and he actually made his soldiers, some of the Nazis, stay up for days high on meth, you know, and people are like, you know, I didn't really think about that, or really didn't know that. So we're just kind of ushering in these little things that kind of tie history together that you really don't see in a textbook in your high school or your college class, you know.
Canaan, when I am looking at your Facebook, have you guys had any adverse reaction to some of the things that you have used in your pictures and in your descriptions?
None yet. We are relatively new, so we are expecting some of that backlash. But we are more than prepared to kind of stand our ground, and you know, because those things did happen. There's no way of saying, well, I'm sorry. You know, like we're just letting you know that it happened. You know, we're kind of the medium between creating these events, situations, and bringing them to life, which is something that I feel like we're really, really good at through our music and through our social medias and things like that. So
you mentioned that you're planning on doing a lot of this for free, putting out your music. What modalities, excuse me, other than YouTube, will you be using?
We're going to be using pretty much all all streaming sites such as Spotify, iTunes Music, which we're currently working on getting those things up. And we are also going to release every single with a sort of music video.
Wow.
Whether that be something that is just like Death Makes a Holiday, where it's story and acting, or a live music video, where our live music experience is going to be very raw, very in your face, something that's a spectacle. You know, when we want people to come see us, we don't want them to just sit on their phones and Snapchat us and stand around. We want it to be an event, you know, a spectacle, something that you can't wait to go to. And so we plan on releasing a couple singles with our live stuff, and we also are kind of going to the abstract thing where we got a couple ideas on a couple songs that we have written that are a little off the wall, and we'll see how people take it. But I'm definitely excited to start getting that out there.
How soon are you looking to possibly hit the abstract side of things?
We're hoping by the end of the year.
Okay.
Probably the September area, October. We're going to probably release a live music video with another single within the next 2 or 3 months. And what's really interesting is once we start, getting some singles out, and we may even release 2 at a time. We got some things in the works, but once we get a collective couple of songs out, we are going to actually press them ourselves on the CDs. And the only way you can get a physical copy is if you come to one of our shows.
Nice.
And we won't even sell those CDs, but if you purchase a T-shirt, a quote-unquote Volume 1 CD will come with a T-shirt.
Nice. Now, you mentioned touring. Okay, so you've teased the crap out of me this morning. All I get to watch is one video over and over again. It's like, okay, I'm really liking what I'm hearing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm totally digging the whole vibe of that you guys have got going. So when do you go on tour, and how close to the West will you be?
We have we're booking some dates currently for the end of July into August. We're going to do a little tour. We are probably going to go maybe north and then East Coast, and then hopefully by October, November, we'll head west. So
Nice.
That's something that we're really excited about. We really have a real passion for the local scene here in Lafayette, Louisiana, and something that a lot of, I guess, say bigger bands almost lose sight of is their local scene. And actually all 4 of us that are in the band, we're in a band called Amaretta, where we've done our thing. We've played elsewhere, and I want to really get down to the core of our Lafayette scene here. So the next couple of maybe May, June, we're really going to make sure that we take care of our people here in Lafayette, and then we'll move on from there.
I like the idea too of building your home base. I think so often we think that, well, hey, I've got a band, or hey, I got a guitar, hey, I got a camera. Instantaneously, I should be famous. There is nothing owed to anybody. You got to work your ass off.
You're absolutely right. And going back to, us talking about the internet, you have kids who think that they can play a song and be an internet band, and we are the furthest from that. We want to play shows 300 days out of the year. We want to play for as much people as possible wherever we can play. And because it comes down to that hard work, I really feel like music is shifting with the introduction of the internet the past couple years, and that generation who's grown up with it, it's gotten to a point where you could have succeeded through Facebook and YouTube and all of these things, and now it's coming to a point where it's kind of away from that climax, away from that curve, and coming down where you have to get out there and you have to play and you have to make that connection with the fans.
Right.
Because you can type a message to anybody until you're blue in the face, and a lot of people in these bands lack the social interaction, shaking someone's hand and looking them in the eyes and thanking them for, listening to your music and buying your merch and coming out to a show.
How is your social interaction when it does come, though, to internet and social media? Are you guys pretty on the ball with interacting through a screen?
Yeah, absolutely. We've really had that practice with, I say practice, we've really had that opportunity with Amaretta, just really staying on top of things. And it's mostly through our personal sites, our personal social medias, where we encourage fans to, if you have questions, please, just hit us up. We're more than happy to talk to anyone. We kind of take the Crypt page and create something where it's very, we let the music talk for itself. We're we're collectively a band of few words. But as far as our personals go, we really don't lose sight. Each member is I'm telling you, a different personality, and I really feel like it really makes our band something special. So
That's
as far as
awesome.
connecting through fans through the internet, where we don't have that chance yet to get out there, we're always stoked to talk to new people.
Cool. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at your T-shirts. They're available how? How do we get a T-shirt?
Actually, I was working on it this morning. We're going to launch our Bandcamp here this afternoon,
Okay.
where you can download the song for free, Death Makes a Holiday, and then we'll have our merch up ready on that website.
Okay.
It kind of goes back down to the local scene. As you can kind of tell, there's a crawfish claw on the back of our shirt that says "Defend the Swamp."
Yeah, it's awesome.
So that kind of caters to who we are, where we're from, and things like that. But we were actually going to keep it offline for a little bit, but we've had a surge of people from out of town who have been fans of ours before, who are really excited to get a T-shirt. So, give the people what they want. We'll slap it up there on the internet.
Exactly. And the graphic arts work on the back of that T-shirt is pretty dang cool. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. A good friend of ours named Tyler Guidry designed that for us. He has a brand called Ill Fit Living. So if you guys listening and want to listen to some brands, go check him out. Shameless plug right there.
we will plug him. We've got this on audio, so he's going to have a nice audio plug.
There you go.
Works. Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your day, Canaan. I did hit you up as a friend on Facebook because I want to get the link to your merch and the download before this goes up, so that we can put it with, there'll be a hard copy and there'll be an audio copy. So we'll have both. But I want to make sure that gets out there to everybody. And I'm just looking forward to when you start traveling towards Arizona. And if I got to wait, I got to wait. That's all right. If you guys bring something from the swampland food-wise, when you come out, I will treat you to real Mexican food out here.
There you go. That is a fair deal to me, because after Cajun food, my number 2 is Mexican.
Yeah, there you go. Both of them open the soul for everything.
Absolutely. I can get on board with that.
Well, thank you so much, Canaan, and I really appreciate you guys. I said I'm really digging the sound, and we'll make sure we loop all this together. And I want to check back with you guys in the fall. I'll stay in touch with your PR and through Facebook with you. And when you guys get ready to start doing some more of this alternative, maybe avant-garde in a way, maybe a way of describing it, video work towards the fall, let's make sure we get together and we'll get that out there as well.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, you guys have a great one. Thank you so much for music. Thank you for truth, and always keep both of those in front of you.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate that, and thank you for having me.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, Canaan. Have a good one.
Absolutely. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We have just been talking to Crypt. They are a band out of Lafayette, Louisiana, and that was the lead vocalist, Canaan Frederick. And we are looking forward to more of what Crypt has to bring. There's a lot of good stuff here. This has been Song River with Bangs Music and Entertainment, and wish you guys peace. Keep rocking and rolling.